Well, friends, here we are. Here we are in beautiful, beautiful Bonton. Sound mix might be a little bit off today. I don't know that I did, Clovis. If you'd love to do that for me, I would be ever so grateful. We got a fire going here on Avenue Brie. Well, I don't know if Gray'd be happy about that. Capine is on fire. This is the little handicap parking spot and outdoor dining area I did, Clovis, inspired by you. But it looks like my this building upgraded and it messed with my surface. So I'm going to have to adjust that puppy. Let's get that fixed. Nice little outdoor dining area. Are we getting the fire out in Capine? We are. No worries, my friend. I could probably swing over and do it. Man, we got all of the busyness going on here in town. Goodness gracious. It's like we've come to life in the time that I've been working on this city. Crazy times, isn't it? Alright, let's see here. Yeah, don't worry about it. City's growing along. We've got our growing growing area here. It's Empire Junction, but some people call it Cupcake Village because there are a good number of anime fans. We've got all these singular Japanese style houses going in. We've got the German space people here with their homes here in Neufbaden or Neubaden, depending on how you want to call it. Then there's Agafi de Bayou with the house for Mayor, our good Mayor Stars. And we're heading out this way because out here on the coast is where we're going to be making our space launch area. We've got our nuclear plant here working on generating plutonium for our space exploration vehicles. Let's see, how's our main street going here? We've got Sentier Clovis. We've got the Grunty Grumbler taking people along Sentier Clovis. We've got Daddy-O Records at 40 Rue de la Mode. Fun stuff happening here. We need to, however, do some good solid transit options for folks, because we're going to need to get them out here to our space area. And as you can see, we've got some rail lines out here. We've got the highway and the levee, so we could pull that together. That is an option here. We are going to have to just keep trucking it along, though. No, you bet. We've got all sorts of good streets here for some of my friends that I've made here in our wonderful efforts. We've got Terrace at Davenport. We've got Honshu Street. That's for our Japanese contingent. We've got, where is it? We had, oh, did it get renamed? It probably got renamed. We'll have to rename it then. We've got a bunch of fun names throughout here. You'll notice them periodically. Some for my friends, some for just fun. We've got little streets, big streets, all the streets. But we need a lot of different things. We need a lot of different housing. There's probably villages that want to join the agglomeration Bontonrois. So we'll definitely want to pull them in. I don't have the mod for that. I need to get the Write Anywhere mod, I believe is what it is, to do that, and I have not done that yet. I'm not brave. I'm working on it. I've got Infolume and I've got City Stats. I'm working my way up to it. Let's see. Boulevard des Érables. We've got Bayview Street. We've got Heather Street. We've got our High Street. Rue des Rêves des Étoiles. That would be my Stars Dreams Street for my friend Stars Dreams. Briarfield Street. They are fun, definitely. But I am getting into some of these fun decorations. I made this little park here, places to sit. Took an existing little small park and kind of broadened it out, made it a little nicer. We're working on it. We're getting up to speed. Building my skill set. Did some fun little parking lots here along this road. I still am very, very pleased with myself for putting together this little delivery area and handicap parking area right there in that little restaurant. I think that was pretty cool of me. All right, let us look at, first off, let's get our industry taken care of a little bit here. We'll put in a little block industry there. I think we can put some offices around the CHU de l'Industrie, the hospital for the industrial zone.
Get on with it!
We've got a bunch of unnamed elementaries and high schools, but I did name one of them, if memory serves. We've got the École Hakten, after the Empress of Japan. We've got Dream Academy. We've got City Elementary School. There was one that I named after Levivas. Let's see, where is that one? It's got a whole bunch in town here. All right, that's building in, that's taking care of our industrial need there. But I have a feeling we could use some more commercial interest here along High Street. So I think we'll go ahead. We're gonna pull in the North American ones. And I think I want to actually extend our little street there, because I do like that back street, because those alleyways do seem pretty standard for things. See this highway here? We're gonna have to reroute that puppy, because it's right here in this central area, which is going to become downtown. And in fact, do we mark it off? I think we're gonna mark this puppy off as our downtown. So let's do that. This will be, because it is a French place, it will be Centreville. And then, of course, this part's going to have to be the Vieilleville, but we'll do that in a bit. What? What happened here? Condemned? It's because, you know, random resize of things, I guess. All right, let's get those beautiful all right, come on, Pathy Path, come on, Killdozer 9 million. Let's do our secret process to rejigger all of the alignments of everything. It's my favorite. This is why I'm considering getting static growables and stuff like that, because not being able to drives me around the bend. We'll get there, it'll be fun. I promise.
We get there when we get there!
Let's see, 1 second here. It says my mic is capping out there. That's weird. Alright, that's grown in. We got the big business. We probably need some smaller business in other places, but let's do this right here. Can finish up this block. Oh, so did you recalculate again? Because you do that all the time, don't you? There you go. We'll play a little whack-a-mole. Now, Boulevard des Érables is going to be one of our other big roads, so we don't necessarily want to do too much wackiness around. We kind of want those back streets to be available for people to get around town, and then the big through streets to just help facilitate movement. So let's connect this puppy across. It's going to do all sorts of rejiggers, but that's what it do. Boulevard de la République. Alright. Do we have the French? We do have the French. Let's put in some office spaces here. Give folks some jobs without having to go too far. We do want some of the larger housing. We could do some of the HLM, the low rent housing, habitation à loyer modéré, just to kind of give people a place to live. We could pepper that in if we wanted to get a little spacey, spicy, crazy, and mixy-matchy, because they do kind of blend together a little bit. Not too well, but some. Let's go for these. We're going to do these, make sure they face the correct road. Kind of a trick I learned with the where'd you go? With these EU medium density row housing, you just sometimes have to put in a little bit of them first and then the rest of them, because otherwise they go all cattywampus. Will you take up the whole street? You will. Sometimes you gotta do a little whack-a-mole. And I think I'm gonna put in a little path through the block. Unless I can convince it to take the whole block, which I don't know that I can, because, you know, weirdness happens. Yep, you're not gonna take the whole block. That is perfectly fine. We'll bring in our path, we'll do a little curvy-wurvy, and we'll just wheedle our way through and make it nice and pretty-like, and have little backyard areas that let people just kind of connect and wander through the neighborhood. Can I squeeze a path down that area, or will it kill houses? That is the question. It will kill those, but I can get to there, and then we can knock out that tree. Bye, tree. Don't worry, you'll come back in another existence. Let's grab a tree to replace the tree that we just went bye-bye with. Let's see. Did I grab the birch? Nope. Gotta grab a birch for my birches. Couple birches here at the curves. Alright. Since I'm detailing, let's see if there are some nature props that people would think would be a nice addition here. Should I do a little bandstand through the neighborhood? Should I do a little pop-up food cart, maybe down here by Hazelbrook Lane? That might be a nice little entry, a little crepe stand right here as people wander through. We'll do that. We'll have a little crepe stand for people to just drop through and have a little nosh on their way home. Stop for a little crepe, ham and Swiss. Wouldn't that be nice? Let's see. We could do a gazebo, little gazebo right there. But that one I want to put let's put a little, just a little bit of a surface underneath. And then I need to get me the invisible paths. I did see that there's been a recent change with the Move It mod that there's going to be a fork with it as it's under new caretakership, which will be good. Apparently the person that's taking it over is someone who's very well known in the modding community, so I'm excited for that change. So that could be very welcome addition. Oh, look at that. That almost looks Japanese, doesn't it? Oh, that'd be nice. I think it needs some flowers around it. Booty will be happy with me. One of my Twitch streamer friends, Booty Addict, likes to place things very carefully individually. I'm distinctly not using the line tool right now. So be happy, I am not using the line tool. There you go. Don't worry, I use it all the time in other places, but Booty doesn't need to know. What Booty doesn't know won't hurt Booty. That's all I gotta say. Alright. Nice little addition to the back of that area there. Look at that, and it's just peopling in nicely. I do need to do some parking lots. I also need to do some bus lines. We could do some good bus lines actually through the downtown because we actually have a good high street to do that with. So let's do that. Shall we? Alright, we're gonna do... We'll have a bus stop right here. We'll have another one here by the school. Another here. You know, we're in the downtown. This should be a little more peppy than the old town area. So let's get ourselves a little bit more zippity music for the downtown area. I'm going to take that and make it a little bit more oomphy. Here we go. Now, the question is, do I put a bus stop at this other end of the block, or do I put it, I'm going to put it on this block. And then on this block, and then we'll do it here, and here. We'll do a stop to match across the street. And the plan is I'm going to be rerouting this train line a little bit, and we can connect this through and maybe make it come up here to the industrial connector that we had. But in the meantime, I'm going to skip this block. And I always try to place my bus stop so that the bus doesn't hang out into the cross street. It tends to cause a traffic jam if you do it that way. Or not if you don't do it that way, I should say. Alright. And now let's get this going. Let's get our bus path going. That's got some interesting shimmering going. I wonder if I have daylight stuff going. Is that what's going on with that maybe? I'll have to check. Because yeah, that's all glittery. I don't think I've ever seen this effect going. Alright. Nope, it's... yeah, it is. I've got day-night cycle going. What do you know? Well, that's fun. Okay, so we got the high street going. Let's name that bus line. The high street hopper. Sure, we'll call it the hopper. Why not? Now, do I have a fee for my buses? I can't recall if I've got fees for my buses. I do currently, but I am making enough. I could drop that price down just to encourage people to take the bus. I'm one who believes in supporting public transit options. That's not hitting me too bad. I think we can get away with just dropping all of them down and just subsidizing that. Because I think we want to have people have the path of least resistance to take these. So I think I snagged all of them. I wish there was a metric right here where you could see if you were charging or not. But that high street hopper is going to get going. But we need another one to go Avenue de Brie. And that one should actually start up here. Oh no, what's going on here? It's the road crew. It's the road guys doing roads and stuff. All right. More bus lines. You're off track. Where are you heading, buddy? We should do a loop so that it hits this one and then comes down, I think. So that is what we will do. We will do that. We'll have it loop over here on this side on the way up. I'm going to zoom in and move that one because I did not actually want it on that street. Sorry, people. Sorry, chemin des Sans-Culottes. No, you do not get a bus stop. Not today, not next week, but perhaps another day. Put you there, and that will let you loop, 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 and keep on a-trucking. All right, so that'll let you loop, 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 keep on a-trucking. And then the other one will go on this part here. We'll have it come up here with a stop right here. That way we can do the loop. So we'll come down here, one there. We'll do one in the middle of the road here, mid-block, and a block. Then we'll do one here. I don't want to mess up my cool stuff that I got there. We'll do one right there. So that'll help that. And then we'll just keep trucking down Avenue de Brie. We'll have a nice stop right there at the ends of these blocks. Then that can come down here, do the flippy flip, and we'll repeat heading on the back track. All right, here we go. We'll match you up. Why not? That one can match up. This will let some good crossover happen between the Grunty Grumbler and the others. And then one final one there. All right, now let's connect this. You will go to here, and I'm going to suddenly start channeling Biffa if I'm not careful. And you go there, and you go there. All right. Just to facilitate some good transit options here in bon temps, so that everyone can have a bon temps and not have a miserable temps as they ride in their cars. All right, this is going to be the gray noise. Grasshopper, sure, we'll call it the gray noise grasshopper. Why not? We'll even do it. We'll do it gray though, because it has to be gray because it's for gray. For Buddy Gray Noise. There you go. Night bus. Night bus. And and then I need to set the price on that down so that it's free. All right, got some good efforts going there. How are we doing? Isn't that pretty, friends? Look at that. I don't usually look at my cities at night, but isn't that pretty? This is just pretty. I'm just liking it. That's all I gotta say. I'm just liking it.
Thanks for being here today in Bon Temps. I hope you had a bon temps. I hope you come back so we can laisser les bon temps rouler next week. Bye.